Well, hello there. I'm going to give you a quick overview of the Neato app. I have the Neato D7 connected, which is the flagship model from Neato, so there'll be just a few options that are available on this app that are not available for the lower end D6 or D4 or the older generation D3, D5. I'll show you some of those differences and show you around the app. I also own a Roborock S4, and you see the link below in the description. I will show you the video for the overview of the app from Roborock, which I like a whole lot better than this app, and I'll point out some of those reasons why. Okay, so when you launch the app, this is the screen it goes into. And as you see here, we have a couple of things where it's introducing itself. You can change the name of your robot. I just named it Dbot. Ready to clean. If I were to click start right here, it would go ahead and clean my entire home front to back, everywhere it could get. Now, the first time these smart robots run and clean your house, they do a map of your home. So if we go up here to the top menu and I go here to my floor plan, you can see this is a floor plan of my house. Now, I didn't do this. The robot, when it first goes out and cleans your house for the first time, creates this map of your home. And the color-coded sections are part of the feature for the D7, only the D7, which is the room feature. That alone was, in my opinion, worth jumping up to the D7 from, say, the D6 or even the D4, which is half the price at retail. The room functions allow you to essentially select a certain room and go clean it. So we'll come back to this in just a minute. Let's go back to the main screen. My robot is it. And as you see here, we have a battery indicator. It shows 97% full, time to full 0. This is an error issue with their app. I noticed that sometimes it goes to 96. I have seen it at 99. I think once or twice I've seen it at 100%, but obviously that's not correct. And this robot is actually only 2 weeks old. So I've had 2 of these. I just sent the first one back. The second one and the first one both had the same issue, so I think it is a software issue. A software update could hopefully fix that. So over here is a cleaning summary. If you look here, I sent it yesterday at 8:15 p.m. and it cleaned my hallway here in the center of my house. You can see the green shaded area is where it actually vacuumed. It does not show where it does this in real time. You get this map generated when it goes back to its base and starts charging, and that is where it is in my house right there. That is it on its base charging, and it shows that it cleans 62 square feet. You can change that to square meters through the app settings, and the cleaning duration of 6 minutes. You can also share this if you wish, and you can look back at previous runs, the times they ran, how long they took, and how much square footage they cleaned. I like this a lot because at times I will send the robot to clean dirtier areas. Like after we get finished cooking in the kitchen, I'll send it in there to go clean the kitchen, but wait until I go to bed to go clean some of the other areas. So that is the cleaning summary, and you can get to it from over here. Now where you see home here, if I wanted to, and this is an option of only the D7, not the D6 or the D4, allows you to select a room. Now, unfortunately, and I think this is a huge drawback, I can only select one room at a time. I can clear that one, and I can select that room, but if I try to select additional rooms, as you see, it unselects the previous one. So if I were to hit this right here and hit confirm, that is my kitchen, and if I were to hit start, it would go clean my kitchen. Once it's finished, it would go back to its dock and charge. So if I wanted to clean, say, my kitchen and my dining room, then I would have to let it go back to the dock after finishing the kitchen and then set it out to manually go to the dining room. I could schedule them back to back, but that's pretty inefficient since each time it cleans, it has to go back to the dock and then turn around and go right back to the next room. Now, of course, there's always the option to say, I want to select nothing, confirm, and it will clean your entire home. So those are the options for room cleaning. Now, these rooms that you see here, you have to set manually. So if I click on one of these, you'll get a box that comes up, and you can come over here and click edit. And any of these rooms, when you click on them, you can expand or move them around and create multiple rooms, which is quite helpful, and that's only a function of the D7. So you can edit them and adjust them to whatever size you like. You do have to do this. It doesn't do it for you. After it runs your house, you have to go in and separate and create rooms. The good thing is you can see here, you can actually name them too. So if I go in here and select this, I can use the suggested names, or I can just simply type in up here and type my own name in. Naming my rooms, I really do like that function. So the other option, now this does come with the D4, D6, and D7, is the no-go zones, no-go lines, excuse me. You can draw a line, so if I wanted to add a no-go line right here, I could draw it right here and add it, and the robot will get here and not come over here. Now, of course, if I didn't want it to come in here, I'd have to add another line and say, boom, now it will not be able to get in here. So those are no-go lines. And that is quite helpful, and I'm glad that Neato included that option on its entire line of robot vacuums. So those are the two options you can create. This is part of only the D7, where you can create the rooms and separate them out, and then that allows you to select a room and tell it to go vacuum. Now, some people have talked about using these no-go lines to say if I wanted it to only clean this hallway right here, I could add a no-go line, say right here, and I could add another one right here, and essentially, well, it can't get out of here, so it would only vacuum here. But I've heard some people say this doesn't work too well. For one, when it gets and starts near a no-go line, it sometimes gets confused and has a problem going back to the dock. That's one thing. Two, let's say I discarded that and I wanted it to go and clean this room. Well, that means I need to add a no-go line here. That means I need to add one here. That means I need to add one here. That means I need to add one here. And it will only go down this hallway and clean this, except for it'll clean the entire hallway as well. That's pretty inefficient. So they really need, in my opinion, to add this to at least the D6, where you can have the rooms and settings. And then they need to add the feature that allows you to select multiple rooms at once. So that's kind of the idea behind it, is that you can select your room or your whole home and hit start and go. Okay, so moving along, options. Now options allows you to select the whole entire house. Spot cleaning. So what is spot cleaning? Spot cleaning means that I pick the robot off of this base, I select spot cleaning. By default it'll clean, I think it's a 4x4 area. And you can toggle a 13 by 13 foot area, and wherever you set the robot, it will clean in a circle a 13 by 13 or a 4x4 square foot area. Once it is done, it cannot return to the base. You must pick it back up and put it back on the base. So I don't really see a whole lot of benefit to this option. Manual is a little gimmicky in my opinion. You can drive the robot kind of like a remote control, but it's very tricky to drive. I like how Roborock did it with theirs, where it's like you can drop the pin on the map and tell the robot to go to that particular place, and it will navigate there and also navigate itself back to the dock. That's how they do their spot cleaning mode as well, or just tell the robot to come here. So I would like to see that Neato does something really that's not needed. I would like to see them do an option where you can drop a pin on your home, say right here, and tell the robot to come right here, and then you could say do a spot cleaning and then go back home. But they do not have that option, unfortunately. Going back into options, we now have the option for eco, which you would want to run at night if you want it to be quiet, or turbo. Most of the time I leave it in turbo mode. There is not really honestly a lot of difference in sound or perceived power between the two. I usually leave it in turbo unless it's getting close to me and I'm vacuuming at night with the TV on. Extra care navigation, toggling that on. Basically, the Neatos tend to bump into things a good bit. That's how they tell when they need to turn around. And this just says, well, I won't bump into things as much. I can see a little bit of a difference. I leave it off because I want it to get a little bit closer. Obviously, if it's not bumping into things and it's not getting as close to it as it can, it's not like it's ramming things or damaging furniture, it's just touching it. So I leave that option off. So those are the cleaning options. Up here to the top right, we have some settings. This button, if I were to push it right here, would set an audible alarm off on the D-Bot and let you go find it. I believe this is only an option on the D7 as well. I find that sort of useless. I've never lost it in the house, but anyway. Settings here allows you to edit the robot name, gets you the robot information, allows you to connect to Wi-Fi, toggle sounds on and off. The Neatos do not talk to you. They make audible sounds to let you know what's going on. And the dirt bin reminder goes off every 90 minutes to let you know, reminder, clean, check your dirt bin, check it out. Filter change at 1 month, brush change roller at 6 months. These are obviously suggested, and you can adjust them as you like using this slider in 30-minute increments. So that is a quick overview. We do have up here the robot schedule, and this is the last thing I'll show you here. The schedule is enabled. You can add cleaning days. You can say, here's the time. Do I want to repeat it on, say, every Tuesday and every Thursday? And I want to do a turbo or eco mode, and location home would be my entire home. Or because I have the D7, I can select this location. However, again, only one location. So if I wanted to schedule the dining room after the kitchen again, I would have to create a new schedule for the dining room and set it, say, 10 or 15 minutes after this one. So some of the limitations, and I think that Neato can do a better job, and this is all really software updates that they could do to make this a lot better. So that is a quick overview of the Neato app, and again, I have the Neato D7 connected. If you like this content, smash that like button down below. And if you want more videos like this, be sure to subscribe. More will be coming out, including some reviews on this and on the Roborock vacuums. Comment below if you have any questions or any thoughts about the Neato vacuum robots. All right, have a good one. Thanks.